Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. First up, we have some very exciting Marvel news, which is confirmation that Giancarlo Esposito is officially going to be joining the MCU, playing an original and new character. Now, the quote is somewhat vague. It could mean that it's a character that's new to the MCU, so he still could be playing, I don't know, fucking Doctor Doom or Galactus, but describing it as original and new makes me think that it truly is just an original character that isn't even in the comics, which is very exciting. The only characters that we've seen that are original that have had pretty major roles are characters like Coulson and Darcy, who were all minor characters. But in my opinion, if you're getting Giancarlo Esposito, your goal is to have him play a villain. So he is likely going to play a villain that is entirely original to the MCU. And I believe this is probably the first time that we've had this, aside from like a minor criminal or whatever. And I doubt that they're going to have Giancarlo play a minor criminal. He's going to play some big crime boss. I could see him appearing in like the Daredevil show, though it may be best to keep him out of it, as Daredevil fans will want the show to be as comic accurate as possible, I'm sure. Further Marvel news, we have the official reveal of Sam Wilson, Captain America's new suit, baby. I usually don't care about suits whatsoever, but I do have to say this one looks good. It looks better than the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think getting rid of the bits of white on it help. Obviously, they kept some white, and you have to. He's Captain America, but I think there was too much white on the last suit. For some Star Wars news, we have the official confirmation that Skeleton Crew will be released in December of this year. Now, I say official confirmation very loosely, as this thing has had more release date changes than fucking Rogue Squadron at this point. First it was just 2023, then summer 2023, then fall 2023, then December 2023, then early 2024, and now December 2024. I will not be surprised if it gets delayed again, to be honest. Also, an interesting bit is how this show fits into the Mandalorian, not timeline, but era, and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau aren't directing any episodes, so I don't know how to feel about that. Sure, the connections will be loose, like I doubt we'll be seeing Ahsoka or Ezra or Mando in this show. I hope not anyway, it should try and be its own thing. But if it's gonna fit into this era, I think Dave and John should be a little more involved than it seems like they are. Though, with Dave's new position at Lucasfilm, I'm sure he's still involved. Next up, Ryan Reynolds said he had an idea for Deadpool 3 that involved making it extremely low budget, under $10 million to be specific. Now, $10 million is still a lot of money, but in terms of movies, fuck no. I mean, Rise of Skywalker, which is the first movie that comes to mind, had like a almost $300 million budget, I'm pretty sure. I mean, look how that turned out. So obviously budget isn't everything, but 10 million I think would have definitely pissed off MCU fans, especially since that would likely mean far less cameos than the movie is likely gonna have, as they cannot afford all the returning actors with only $10 million. I mean, they probably couldn't have even got Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine in that case, and I'm sure everyone would have been pissed off if that didn't happen. However, I think this could have been a fun experiment. I think if it was Deadpool 3 without the expectation of any cameos or nothing, it could have honestly worked, because Deadpool himself is carried so much by his dialogue and his writing rather than the special effects, because he doesn't have any actual like superpowers, right? So I think they could have made it work. Just a low budget, fun movie. Next, I have a brief update to a story I covered yesterday regarding how Elon Musk finally did something good for Twitter with the block feature, allowing you to see the replies of people who have blocked you. This I thought was a good thing, you know? People would be able to see replies of people who had blocked them, so they weren't completely isolated from a conversation if the block was unwarranted. But now, Elon has clarified that even if you're blocked, you'll now be able to see public posts of the people who have blocked you. So that just entirely flips around this whole situation. Elon Musk made a stupid decision after all. Should have been expected. This essentially renders blocking completely pointless, as you can still see any post. In gaming news, we have Helldivers 2 controversy. Now, this is not what I expected, as everybody has been sucking Helldivers 2's dick since the game came out. Everyone loves it, but now it's finally having its turn in the sun, as they're now requiring PC players to create a PlayStation account if they want to continue playing the game. I have never seen anything like this in a long time. The reasoning for doing so is even more stupid, stating how it's to protect players from bullying and other online abuses. Now, wanting to protect players from bullying and removing toxicity from the servers is all fine and dandy, a pretty good thing in general, but what you're missing here, Helldivers team, is that PlayStation accounts aren't available to get everywhere, so it'll lock people from certain countries out of their accounts permanently unless this is reversed. Not only will this take away your profit, but it'll take away your fans. All in all, I hope the immense backlash that they're facing will make the team change their minds, but I doubt it. To end off today, I would just like to mention how Red vs. Blue Restoration is finally coming out soon. It's been such a long wait. It was initially supposed to come out in the fall of last year, but now we are officially 4 days away from release. I will be making a review, you can bet your ass on that. No matter if it turns out good or bad, I'm gonna be giving my thoughts. But one thing that I wanted to mention regarding it was how Bernie Burns mentioned on the Morning Somewhere podcast that he's doing that it was originally intended to be a special, not even a season or a movie. But that was changed when it became too long. Now, I think that this bodes well for the season, but also not at the same time. It bodes well because it shows that they were willing to put more budget into it and extend it to tell the story that Bernie wanted to tell, as Bernie knew that he couldn't tell the story in the limited amount of time that they gave him, but also the fact that it was originally shorter and it's likely gone through rewrites or reshoots of some sort makes me worried that it might not end up very great. But I have to have faith in Bernie's writing. As Church would say, you just have to have faith. As pointed out by this Reddit post by Heroes Unite as well, Restoration originally being a special was originally hinted at when Sean Hinz made that post back in 2022 that got us all excited about the future of RBB. But that post also said that that was just the beginning, and they were figuring out where to go with RBB after that legacy special. So that implies that there was plans for more stuff after Restoration. And this could be where whoever buys the RVB IP comes into play. Maybe we will get spin-offs after all. Maybe I'm just coping because I think the RVB universe has so much potential to be explored beyond the Reds and Blues, but I'll just really hope Restoration isn't the end. I don't want to say goodbye yet.